Hello, everyone, and congratulations to our 2020 graduates. I'm Dr. Caroline Langell, Vice President Academic and Provost, and I want to welcome you all here today. On behalf of OCAD University, I want to acknowledge that we are on these traditional and ancestral lands of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, the Huron-Wendat, and the Mississaugas of the Credit, who are the original owners and custodians of the land upon which we live, work, and create when we're on campus. Never did I imagine that I would be greeting you from my home here in Peterborough, but here we are, together online. These are extraordinary times, and this is an historical moment. This is our first virtual ceremony. I want to thank graduates, parents, friends, and family for watching with us today. I also want to thank the students and congratulate you all on your resilience in finishing this year during what has been a challenging time. I want to give a special thanks to faculty and staff who have supported students in all their endeavors today. We are in another historical moment. This is the last convocation ceremony for President Sarah Diamond. I want to thank her for her commitment over the last 15 years. Her leadership has ensured that students have had what they needed to succeed, thrive, and graduate with degrees in art and design. Dr. Diamond has been a champion of digital technology in the classroom. She has put us in a leadership position in relation to decolonization and the integration of Indigenous knowledge, and she has led the growth of graduate studies and research at OCAD. So on behalf of Salah Bashir, Chancellor at OCAD University, and my colleagues, I want to thank Dr. Diamond for what OCAD is today, a unique art and design institution with interdisciplinary programs and a diverse population of students and faculty. Joining us today are many outstanding individuals who are part of our OCAD community. We are going to recognize our honorary degree recipients, our teaching award winners, and our Governor General's Award winners. We're also going to hear a performance by Chris Dirksen, a Juno-nominated cellist. In closing, I want to wish all students, both graduate and undergraduate, the best with all of your future endeavors, and congratulate you once again on what you've achieved today. I hope you enjoy the ceremony.
Howdy, I'm Chris Dirksen, and I just want to congratulate all of you OCAD grads on making it through this wild, wild year. I got a new song for you. team.
Chancellor Bashir, President Diamond, distinguished guests, graduands, members of the OCAD-U community, proud family members and friends, hello, bonjour, bonjour. It's a personal pleasure to join you virtually on this happy and historic occasion. Happy because during these strange times, a celebration comes as welcome relief. Historic because in addition to this being the first ceremony of its kind, today a new generation goes out into the world, so to speak. As your Lieutenant Governor, I want to pay tribute to this university. OCAD-U is a place of boldness, innovation, and untold paths of possibility. Throughout this current pandemic, we've seen the essential role of those who can think critically, anticipate what is needed, and imagine and reimagine products, services, and policies that will help society respond effectively. As we begin to chart the future, the arts will certainly help us heal. The design community will help us design not simply a new normal, but a better normal. For we must dare to dream of a society that is better, that is fairer, that is rebuilt to make the most of humanity's resilience. If anyone is equipped to be a part of fulfilling such an expansive vision, it is today's graduates. So to you, on behalf of a grateful province, I offer my warmest congratulations. And I thank you in advance for the important contribution I know you will make. And to the many family members, mentors, and friends, thank you for your continuing support. May you keep well. This is a moment to come together, lift our spirits, take inspiration and courage from bright young minds. Enjoy.
Dear graduates, I'm extremely glad to be here with you, albeit virtually, on this joyous occasion of your convocation. Miigwech, and a warm greeting to our distinguished faculty, honorary degree recipients, families, friends, and honored guests. In this unprecedented time, I know it's tough for all of you. We've had to make massive adjustments to our everyday lives during this global pandemic. I also want to thank all the creative people who brought us together today in this virtual graduation. Nevertheless, today is your day. Today we celebrate your outstanding achievements, and I applaud you for your remarkable work, tenacity, and resilience in completing your degree. Let's also thank the many supporters who have helped and inspired you along the way. Your parents, teachers, colleagues, and other family members and friends. I also congratulate this year's honorary degree recipients, the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdswell, Jim Logan, Julian Christian Lutz, also known as Director X, and Dr. John Sample. Your incredible work is inspiring to all of us. I also want to express my sincere thank you to President Sarah Diamond, who is completing 15 years of service as our leader. Sarah has transformed OCAD and is a friend and a mentor, and we can't wait to see what she does next. To our graduating class, once again, I celebrate your achievements. As our next generation of Canada's top artists, designers, and media makers, I'm confident that you'll make us proud. Now more than ever, you can use the power of your creative thinking to improve our world. Your creativity can inspire the lives of others, and we have seen this firsthand during this challenging time. Over the past few months, we've seen how artists, designers, and digital creators have played an important role in helping society cope with the crisis. As you build your careers, remember to work together for change and to value diversity as a strength. And by the authority as Chancellor and on behalf of the Senate, I admit you in absentia, graduates, to diplomas and degrees, and grant you the license of doing which all pertains to those diplomas and degrees. As your Chancellor and on behalf of the entire OCAD University community, I congratulate you and extend heartfelt wishes for future happiness, health, and success. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's a great pleasure to welcome you into our home. And you are surrounded, as I am, with the wonderful artwork and design work of our faculty and our alumni. And I wanted to have this as a background as I share my congratulations with you, our graduating class of 2019-2020. So with great pleasure, I welcome graduates, their family and friends, faculty, staff, alumni, our board chair, Jamie Watt, Chancellor Salah Bashir, members of Senate and the Board of Governors, our honorary doctorate appointments for the 2019-2020 Convocation, the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, Ontario's Lieutenant Governor, visual artist and curator, Jim Logan, award-winning video director, Julian Christian Lutz, known as Director X, an internationally recognized surgeon and OCAD graduate, Dr. John Semple, and their family and friends, and other members of the OCAD community. Bienvenue aux invités d'honneur. Merci de vous rejoindre à nous pour cette occasion propice. On behalf of all of those assembled here, I congratulate the OCAD University undergraduate and graduate students who will graduate in today's ceremony. And I offer a very special thank you for choosing to join us for OCADU's virtual convocation. We hope to inspire you and wish you well as you make your way into our complex world. I reach out to you to shake your hands. OCAD University currently holds to a compelling vision as Canada's University of the Imagination. That is, imagination with impact. We challenge you to pursue the questions of our time audaciously and responsibly through the powerful interplay of art, design, the humanities, the social sciences, and the sciences. When we say you, we are speaking to our alumni and our audience, and your many communities of origin and those that you will impact and influence over your lifetime. The COVID-19 pandemic underscores how keenly the capabilities of artists, designers, curators, creative thinkers, strategists, media makers, and imaginative scientists and healthcare professionals are needed here in Toronto, Canada, and the world. And rarely has the consumption and creation of culture expanded so dramatically, addressing our sense of isolation, bringing pleasure and contemplation, bridging division in the face of polarization, helping us manage mental as well as physical well-being. I want to briefly share some of the amazing efforts by our faculty and students. OCAD technicians, led by Daryl Currington, quickly created a distributed 3D printing factory to produce personal protective equipment for frontline healthcare workers. Design for Health Canada Research Chair, Dr. Sellin, and her health design studio developed the COVID-19 printable patient handouts with self-management resources available in more than 27 languages. Centers and clinics are downloading and adapting these all over the world. The Inclusive Design Research Center has used co-design to create an inventory of needs of marginalized groups in Toronto, working closely with the City of Toronto. Alumna Lisa Deanne Smith, who is curator of Onsite, OCAD University's professional gallery, has developed a series of virtual tours with artists and interviews with them where they talk about how they are addressing COVID-19 in their lives. And Ada Slate, chair of contemporary painting and print media, Eileen Sova, has inspired undergraduate students to create art in the time of the coronavirus, available on our in-studio platform. Graduates, in this time when others may lose hope, you have a tremendous opportunity in the near future and the years ahead of you to live a life that expresses, seeks, and celebrates beauty, creativity, and optimism. You have benefited from the power of studio critique, the investigative and expressive practices of research creation, of individual learning, and equally of collaboration. You know how to inspire, to vision, to include, to convince, and to engage. You do not stand at the margins of this world, but at the epicenter of building a post-COVID-19 that is better than this, whether physical, virtual, local, or international. These complex times demand your highly diverse imaginations, your foresight, your generosity, your intentionality, and your attention. Whether you live in Canada or elsewhere, respect for and celebration of Indigenous culture and knowledge is one of the most important opportunities for positive transformation of our societies in this century and for our planet's future. OCAD University nurtures diversity and resilience and practices equity, inclusion, and sustainability, helping our world address the climate crisis. And diversity will provide you with a wellspring of knowledge that will equip you to respond to difficult issues. The empathy and ethical direction that has guided your education at OCAD-U should provide a compass that will orient your perspectives in years to come. Graduate artists, you enter a moment in which the thirst for visual literacy, cultural expression, curation, and interpretation has never been so powerful. You can apply your skills to a vast array of fields and remain true to your creative vision. As artists, you can address the grand challenges of the 21st century with your images or work in concert with communities, placing art at the forefront of social and environmental change. You can meet the growing demand for visual art across many cultures, age groups, and international markets and audiences. And you can be financially successful as an artist. Graduate designers, you are entering one of the most celebrated and in-demand professions. You will be a fifth column in industry, in government, and in the not-for-profit sector. You will help to design the post-COVID-19 world using design thinking and strategic foresight and concrete design skills. You will create and succeed in building your own companies. And graduate curators, in a time crowded with information, disinformation, images, and experiences, you will cut through the noise to create meaning in new ways of understanding and experiencing the world that negotiate our future virtual and physical boundaries. Graduates, you live at the brink of the fourth industrial revolution, AI and machine learning. You will be the inventors of new techniques, tools, and you will provide humane, user-centric, and environmentally responsible technology. In fact, providing checks and balances against algorithmic bias has been one of the contributions of OCAD-U researchers in the COVID-19 crisis. They are working to design training materials on how to detect misinformation or omissions in AI formulae, helping to make health and safety decisions during the pandemic. I speak now to our graduate students. Thank you for taking this important time in your lives to undertake concentrated study and discovery at the graduate level. The intensely focused and disciplined work that you have pursued with its results in a thesis or major research project will guide you over the next years of your careers. Whether you have created an exhibition, a historical treatise, a design solution, an artwork, an intervention, an invention, a foresight realization, a technology, or other expression, these years are a solid foundation and a powerful point of departure for future research and practice. Your combined critical, creative, technical, and strategic insights will shake and shape our challenging epoch. Graduates, I return to you. The beauty that you bear is an eloquent testimony to the investment that our faculty have made as enablers of your talent, as role models who are confident of their own creativity and critical thinking, of guides for your undergraduate and graduate learning paths. Graduates, wherever you are watching, please applaud your faculty and all of the tremendous efforts and support that they have provided through the path that led you here today. Equally, I want to acknowledge that with us are many parents, partners, and friends who have supported a student and are here to share the triumph of graduation. They too are deserving of congratulations on this happy day. Please take good care of yourselves. Stay safe and respect the guidelines in place in your local community. Please attend to your well-being and that of those around you. You have studied with colleagues from many countries. Your relationships will allow you to build societies that are inclusive and peaceful. Do not let borders close and xenophobia prevail. The network that you have created through your sojourn at OCAD University should serve you well in future life. I ask you to nurture it. As you join the distinguished body of OCAD University alumni, we anticipate welcoming you back both virtually and, when safe, physically. I have been president and vice chancellor of OCAD University for 15 years and 3 terms. This is my last convocation in this role, and it has been a great honor to be your president, to wish our graduates well, and then to witness the monumental, or at times subtle, impacts that our alumni have on the world around them. You are graduating from OCAD University at a particularly tough time, but I know that you will exponentially rise to the occasion. May the abundance of seeds that OCAD University has planted blossom, and their nectar nurture you, our beautiful butterflies. You will be the fearless future leaders of art, design, and many other fields of knowledge. You will create pathways, social, cultural, health, environmental, and economic opportunities, industries, and jobs that are yet unthinkable. And these will be magnificent. Each of your successes will in turn reflect back on OCAD University. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
On behalf of the OCAD University Alumni Association, it is an honor for me to congratulate you on this very important day. Though we are apart, there is so much to celebrate. Each and every one of you has worked so hard to reach this point in your lives. You took your passion for art and design, studied hard, and learned from your professors and each other. And now you embark on a new path to build a meaningful career. You are unique talents, change makers. We know you will make a difference, some great, some small, but a real difference as you take your passion and learning out into the community and the world. Though our paths now diverge, we hope you will stay involved in the OCAD University community. So I invite you to participate in the OCAD-U Alumni Association. The association is committed to creating opportunities for alumni, especially recent graduates, to network and learn, as well as exhibit and promote their work from all disciplines. You can benefit from the many now online career and social events, which will allow you to circulate with established designers and artists. These individuals represent over 6 decades of alumni who network, share ideas, and will support you professionally. Know that the Alumni Association, the Office of Alumni Relations, and the Center for Emerging Artists and Designers wishes to be there to assist you along your way. OCAD University is committed to supporting you as you embark on your professional journey. It is my pleasure to let you know that the supports and resources of the Center for Emerging Artists Designers are available to you for a full year after today. And as part of that commitment, we are proud to include extended access to the Adobe Creative Cloud for 1 year after graduation. In closing, Class of 2020, though the path you face is different from classes before you, embrace your creativity, resilience, and passion. Get out there and make a difference, knowing that we will be there to support your journey in any way we can. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends all, what a thrill it is for me to introduce the Honourable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. Elizabeth's record as a public servant and her commitment to the arts are more than enough reason for her to receive this degree today. but her real commitment, her lifelong commitment to education, to reconciliation, and to the well-being of civil society, values that sit at the very core of who we are as a university, make this award even more important and appropriate. When Elizabeth was the executive director of the United Nations Environment Program, she led the fight against climate change. When she was the CEO of the Nuclear Waste Management Organization, she's recognized for setting the standard in Indigenous engagement on a nation-to-nation basis. And when she became the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, she appointed herself Storyteller-in-Chief. Since then, she's welcomed 50,000 visitors to her offices at Queen's Park, undertaken 3,000 engagements, visited every single riding in the province, commissioning numerous exhibitions, including the Other Worlds exhibition, which she commissioned with OCAD-U. Elizabeth is an artist in her own right. She designs and makes her own clothes, and she's spoken and written about the therapeutic value of design and sewing. Elizabeth, for your enormous contributions to Canada, for your enduring commitment to the values of this university, and for your spirited personal artistry, I invite you to come forward and to receive your honorary degree.
Mr. Chancellor, President Diamond, graduates, family, and guests, I am both honored and humbled to be standing before you today. Recognition by one's peers has no equal, and recognition from this institution is just very special for me. The leadership and faculty of OCAD-U have pursued academic excellence, applied creativity and innovation to solving some stubborn societal problems, and embraced the imperative to live in harmony with their community. It's a genuine privilege to be sharing this milestone day with graduates who have worked so hard and who hold such promise. You know, convocations are times for reflection, and yours comes in the midst of an unprecedented pandemic. The world has been turned on its head. Significant challenges have come into very sharp focus, and they give us pause. I can tell you from spending the last 2.5 months reaching out to Ontarians that there certainly are poignant stories of hardship and inequality. We're being challenged by lack of food security for marginalized groups. We're having to retrofit public spaces to accommodate physical distancing. We're thinking seriously about business continuity and risk, fragility in our supply chains, along with new geopolitical and security implications. We're experiencing unemployment at record levels. And we're starting some difficult conversations about how we can use state-of-the-art AI to track and trace infections while still preserving personal privacy. We're just beginning to see the physical and psychological impacts on families when they are placed under conditions of isolation. And we are grieving. We're grieving while questioning how could we possibly have ignored the care of our elders. But what gives me hope are the wonderful stories of collaboration and empathy, creativity and courage. All orders of government are working together in common cause. Scientists and researchers with single focus are racing to develop a vaccine. In fact, when did you last see such trust in science, which has been at the heart of evidence-based policymaking? Industries are retooling their production lines so quickly. Governments are testing socially responsive and relevant financial models. And the arts and cultural community, in solidarity and kindness, are bringing moments of awe and wonder into our homes to educate and to entertain. We're seeing examples of the potential healing of nature as the drivers of pollution are reduced. Citizens are being empowered as we build cohesive communities and neighborhoods. So I hear compelling stories of anxiety and hope in equal measure. Certainly there are many who simply want this all to be over and for life to go back to normal. There's an unmistakable hunger for normalcy. But there's also a realization that our lives will probably not be the same. In fact, there's some momentum building to not simply drift back into a new normal, but to actually design a better normal. And that, graduates, is the adventure that you'll begin tomorrow. You are so well placed to make a contribution to innovative recovery and new paths of possibility for shaping the world that we actually want. Call it a reset, if you like. We are blessed to live in this country of generosity, with its commitment to social justice and rule of law. But we are about to face profound choices that will require deeper dialogue and systemic thinking. So we need to harness your energy and all that you have learned in your cross-disciplinary studies of strategic foresight and innovation and systems analysis, and your imaginations. It's your imagination that will allow you to see alternative futures. After all, it was designer Bruce Mao who challenged us with the question, now that we can do anything, what will we do? Convocation speakers are usually asked for some advice, and I'll restrict myself to just one comment. I have been so fortunate to have been challenged regularly by new experiences, new people, and new places. Nonetheless, I am very much a work in progress, always motivated by curiosity and prepared to take risks. How else could you possibly answer the question of how a home economist ended up as CEO of a nuclear waste corporation, or how an immigrant to rural Saskatchewan would serve as Undersecretary General of the United Nations living in Africa, and ultimately having the immense privilege of being the Queen's representative in Ontario. You'd not be surprised to learn that most of my working life, my mother kept asking me when I was going to get a normal job. I'm not suggesting, certainly, that my journey is a blueprint for anyone else. But what I do know is that the real truth is that the only ending to your story is the one you create yourself. If you are to grasp the promise, perhaps it's worth remembering that the walls we have to scale, the barriers to overcome, are most often the walls within our own minds. So I urge you to not let this moment pass you by, to not be a mere observer. Seize the momentum, be bold, for your voices and visions are needed. It cannot be said often enough. We are utterly interdependent and mutually vulnerable on this earth. It is together that we will save lives and livelihoods. I thank you in advance, and I wish you all continued good health.
OCAD University acknowledges the ancestral and traditional territories of the lands on which we all stand and create. Jim Logan is Cree, Sioux, and Métis and has undeniably changed our cultural landscape through a profound contribution in visual arts and culture through his practice as a visual artist, curator, and arts administrator over the last 35 historic years. Jim Logan's dynamic narrative paintings portray Indigenous survivance by depicting the realities of dealing with colonial trauma. They have been included in seminal exhibitions that initiated the Indigenous art movement in Canada. It is impossible to separate Jim's commitment to the Indigenous community from his curatorial process. In 1988, he co-founded the Society of Yukon Artists of Native Ancestry. His good nature and respect continued to open doors that led to early conversations which engaged art policy development for Indigenous art acquisition and the creation of Indigenous-specific art prizes in British Columbia in 1993. In 1999, on the opposite coast, Jim Logan became the first Indigenous curator at the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia after co-founding the Eastern Aboriginal Artists Collective. Capacity development for the Indigenous community has been the impetus for Jim Logan's pursuits in Indigenous arts administration. From 1987 to 2000, Jim Logan served on the board of directors for the Society of Canadian Artists of Native Ancestry, which is also known as SCANA. SCANA was a national arts advocacy organization that worked towards equalized opportunity and recognition for Indigenous artists in Canadian public art galleries, at the National Gallery of Canada, as well as with provincial and federal arts funding bodies. In 2002, Jim Logan became the first Indigenous visual arts officer at the Canada Council for the Arts and served to shape Indigenous art across these lands until 2018. Jim Logan also helped shape and implement the formation of the Indigenous Traditional Art Program and was a valuable contributor to the creation of the current Creating, Knowing and Sharing program at the Canada Council for the Arts, a revolutionary program that demanded more funding as well as recognition and implementation of sovereign rights as Indigenous people within the corporation. From the Yukon to British Columbia to Nova Scotia to the nation's capital, Jim Logan has advanced Indigenous rights through the arts and service and leadership. He has been a trailblazer in illuminating a path for Indigenous arts and culture. Please stand with me now in gratitude and acknowledgement of Jim Logan with this honorary doctorate. Jim Logan is the very first Métis visual artist to receive this distinction in OCAD's 144-year history. Congratulations, thank you, and Kinanaskamatin for your tremendous contribution, Jim.
I would like to sincerely thank OCAD for bestowing this honor upon me. I'd like to thank Jason Baird for putting my name forward and for supporting me. Today I stand uninvited on unceded Algonquin territory and I pay respect to that nation as their land is so beautiful, and to find myself here is truly a blessing. I'm a Métis with Cree, Sioux, French, and Scottish ancestry, and the first Métis artist to receive this prestigious honor from OCAD. I've walked a long road. Born in the mid-50s, I've witnessed many things. Some heartbreaking, some heartwarming. I've shared this walk with many artists who have left this world. I miss them. I miss Joan Cardinal Schubert and her no-nonsense approach to art making. I miss Bob Boyer and his tongue-in-cheek humor. I miss Carl Beam and Doreen Jensen for their intellectualism and strength. And of course, Daphne Ojig, the mother of contemporary Indigenous art. They are gone from this world, but I know they're smiling today. We all worked to end cultural apartheid in Canada with the Society of Canadian Artists of Native Ancestry. And I believe we were successful, to a point. But change takes time. There were people in power who couldn't accept change. Most of them have moved on now, but there's still so much work to do. Looking back on that road, I feel satisfied with some of those accomplishments, but I don't look back often. I focus on the future, and this is where I see you, the next generation. I put forth my faith in you that you'll continue to make this world a better place. You are the artists. You've earned that title. Congratulations to you all. And that title has power. Power to change minds, power to inspire, power to change the world. You have political power, the power of redressing wrongs, the power of being a witness in your time. You have the power to change the world. You have the power of creativity, of intellect, of healing, and you will. You will change the world. But beware of those who wish to take your power, to silence you, to intimidate you, to beat you down, to tempt you. Believe in yourself. Keep your focus. And don't allow any of those bastards take that power away from you. You are the artist, and I believe you'll change the world. And the world truly needs you. So believe in yourself. Stay true. Stay on your road. And bless the world with your creations. Your elders stand with you. And remember, your children are always watching you. Thank you. And sincere congratulations to the class of 2020.
Former OCAD University Board Chair, Dr. John Semple, graduated from the Ontario College of Art. He then completed a Bachelor's of Science in Medical Illustrating at the University of Toronto in the Faculty of Medicine. He followed this with his medical doctor's degree at McMaster and then pursued surgical training at the U of T. He was awarded a Medical Research Council of Canada Fellowship and then went on to undertake a Master's of Science degree in experimental pathology. He's currently faculty surgeon in the Division of Plastic Surgery at Women's College Hospital, a professor of surgery at the University of Toronto, chair of surgical research at the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation. And this is the first surgical research chair awarded in Canada by the CBCF. Dr. Semple is a senior researcher and scientist in the Women's College Hospital Research Institute, having been chief surgeon there for many years. He also has an adjunct appointment in the Division of Wilderness Medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital at Harvard University. He's past president of the Canadian Society of Plastic Surgeons. He continues to produce significant scholarship as a researcher and is a practicing surgeon and has published over 100 peer-reviewed articles. Internationally recognized as a leader in plastic surgery innovation, whose specialization focuses on breast surgery and reconstruction, he undertakes groundbreaking work in women's healthcare. His research has resulted in increased independence for women who are facing this difficulty of breast cancer. By working at both sides of the journey of women going through the challenge, he has developed state-of-the-art breast reconstruction surgical techniques, as well as mobile technology and ambulatory processes that allow women to return home 18 hours after surgery rather than what was in the past a typical 6 days. He co-founded QOC Health, which is now a scale-up company that ensures that this platform is expanded and disseminated. Dr. Semple is an avid mountain climber, and he has led a number of expeditions around the world, which has inspired an interest in high-altitude meteorology and global warming in the Himalayas and healthcare related to climate change. A doctor grappling with the Anthropocene, Dr. Semple believes climate change medicine will inevitably grow as a field in the near future. He has published many papers on climate change effects and is currently looking at environmental challenges in the Canadian High Arctic. Dr. Semple is also a practicing artist with solo shows such as Portraits of Places at Bernenson Fine Arts. He is also a talented musician and performs regularly with his jazz band. Dr. Semple remains involved with OCAD University after his tenure as board chair. He audits drawing and painting classes and continues to advise the Design for Health program. Dr. John Semple.
Thank you, Sarah. Honored guests, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, staff, alumni, and my fellow guest speakers, the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, Jim Logan, and Julian Lutz. And most importantly, you, the graduates, with your family and your friends. What an honor it is for me to be with you today to celebrate OCAD University's graduating class of 2020. This day is about you and what you've achieved through hard work, determination, and creative inspiration. I'm actually thrilled to be part of this virtual convocation. As Sarah mentioned, I am alumni from OCAD University, OCA as it was back in those days, and then went on to medical illustrating at U of T and training in research and surgery. I believe a lot of my success as a surgeon and as a scientist is directly related to my time and experience at OCAD University. I believe there is a significant overlap between art and science, and that a training in art, design, and creativity are essential components needed to provide the answers to some of our biggest global problems to date. Problems such as a cure for cancer, for climate change, and how to get out of this pandemic that we're in currently. We are standing in OR number 8 at Women's College Hospital, and this is really my away from home work studio. Everything I learned at OCAD, I use every day in the operating room. Whether you're holding a scalpel, a pen, or a brush, your success depends on several important principles. You have to have a plan or a 3D concept in your mind. You have to know your medium, whether it be Florentine marble or human tissue. And you have to be able to render accurately, and in both surgery and in art, the closer you get to your original concept, the more successful you will be. But there are differences. Surgery is really not a form of self-expression. You have to stick to the rules. There is a strict code of principles. I still paint, and in painting, there is something that happens that we call a happy accident. That really never happens in surgery. But you can still be creative. We are always trying to improve procedures and how we actually do things. Really, we are all just problem solvers. When people find out that I was in fine arts before going into medicine, they say, wow, that was a real change in direction. But it was straightforward progression from my point of view. A training in art is really a training in observation. It teaches you how to be aware and how to see. And that's certainly something you can use extremely well in medicine and in surgery and in research. I believe the world of scientific research would benefit from an artistic education. The idea that creativity is part of everyday thinking is something that I use all the time in research, specifically in my capacity for dealing with abstract ideas. I find a lot of people fear facing abstract notions and will often retreat to safe, known areas and components. But as an artist or a painter, we are trained to face a blank canvas or a problem and deal with it head on. From a research point of view, that can mean looking at things in ways that people have never actually looked at it before. When I was applying to medical school, I received a lot of blank stares from people who couldn't figure out how being an artist could have any relevance to science. But I think it's such a great background for scientists. It's the way you look at things as an artist that is really very important. Creativity is a critical element of how human beings advance in all our disciplines. Where medicine and science need help from artists is looking over the horizon, in looking at something completely in a different way. Thinking as an artist means connecting the dots that aren't all next to each other. But these are difficult times to be graduating in, there's no question. There are a lot of unknowns and a lot of new challenges that you will have to face. But I believe that your time at OCAD will provide you with advantages over other graduates at other universities. There will be hard work, but you're used to that. Look to where your hard work has brought you to this day. You have to thank the people around you that have got you to this point. Thank your friends, your family, your partners, and the people sitting next to you. Thank your teachers and respect and value your time at OCAD. Be proud of your creative DNA that you carry from OCAD. Face every challenge and the future with respect and love. Best wishes to you. Good luck. Congratulations again, and have a very, very special day.
Greetings, my name is Dory Tunstall, Dean of the Faculty of Design, and I am delighted to present Julie and Kristen Lutz, Director, Producer, and Philanthropist. I'm also excited to showcase the talent of illustration graduate as of today, Ini Aga, who's provided the illustration for this video introduction. So enjoy. The epic quest to bring Julie and Kristen Lutz to OCAD University. Meet Julie and Kristen Lutz, PKA Director X, FKA Little X, a 40-something Canadian of Trinidadian and Swiss heritages. He's an award-winning director of music videos, commercials, movies. The GOAT of music videos. He started from the bottom making graphic design flyers for parties, and now he's here. And where is here? OCAD University, a 144 years old institution that does not look a day over the 12 years of the Sharp Center for Design. They and their non-binary gender are the leading institution for art and design media education in Canada. I should introduce myself. I am Dean Dory Tunstall, your only Black Dean of Design anywhere in the world, and the narrator of this exciting quest. In a clandestine meeting location back in October 2018, the young, gifted, and Black in Toronto meet. A stranger describes his recent TEDx talk on using meditations to address gun violence. My ears perk up. That sounds like respectful design. I decide we must recruit this cool director guy to lead meditation for all of our OCAD students. The next day, I Google the names on the stranger's card. Julie and Kristen Lutz brings this weird hip-hop yoga commercial with cows. Director X results in a long scroll of his list of professional accomplishments. Over 117 director credits, including 3 feature films and numerous commercials and awards. We have to bring him to OCADU, but how? The journey begins when we decide to have OCADU students prepare the strategic workshop and plan for Julian's Operation Prefrontal Cortex, an initiative to bring meditation to schools, communities experiencing violence, correctional facilities, and individuals formerly incarcerated. OCADU and Julian both organize our merry bands. Julian brings in his co-founders, Janelle Adams and Sarah Basso. OCADU forms a super team for the Design For program of Lynn Noor, Greg Cho, Bomi Do, Charlotte Latraverse, and Ian Kamal, with great support from the Center for Emerging Artists and Designers and Marianne Lee in the Faculty Design Office. The journey is hard. Julian is having to rearrange his production schedules to meet with students. The students are pulling all-nighters to meet the deadlines. Yet the workshop day arrives with 2 sessions and over 70 participants. Our merry bands of students are intoxicated with joy and lack of sleep, and the outcomes are declared by Julian and his team a great success. Having passed through one ordeal, now comes the next stage of the journey, organizing the meditation event for OCAD University students. The frustrations begin. Contracts cannot be signed, funds are hard to raise. OCADU wonders if Director X is too famous and extra security for the event needed. OCADU begins to think Director X is too sex, drugs, and hip-hop for the event, but he tells us, hip-hop is what I do, not who I am. Let me show you who is Julie and Kristen Lutz. With his magic mirror called iPad, he shows us Death of the Sun, Life of the Earth, an exhibition for Nuit Blanche and a devotion to sustainability and planet Earth. He shows us his Mr. Tachyon series and Vice, where he uses scientific methods to investigate fringe topics such as orgone energies. He shows us his Clio Award-winning 7 Mother short film for Pierre Moss, and more to come. We can clearly see who is Julie and Kristen Lutz, a philanthropist, father, mentor, writer, producer, meditation practitioner, and advocate and creator of environmental spectacles, as well as a director of music videos, commercials, movies. All the things that we value in respectful design. And this is why we've given Julie and Kristen Lutz the highest honor of OCAD University, the honorary doctorate. Please, Dr. Lutz, lead our new graduates in meditation to visualize their futures in this quest and bring a new one with OCAD University.
Congratulations, OCAD class of 2020. It has been a wild year, but you're here. You are graduating. You are making the transition from the learning of art to the business of art. And they've asked me to come talk to you a bit about that. So yeah, let's have a talk. Let's talk about the world that awaits you out there. First choice is, are you going to be someone who works for yourself, or are you going to work for other people? Are you going to have clients? Well, if you're going to work for yourself, well, you know what comes with that. You work for yourself. You make your art, you sell it, you make your money. With that comes, a lot of responsibility. But that's what it is, and that's a choice that you've made. More power to you. It's a big leap to take, and if you have the talent to make that happen, man, geez, that's incredible. For the rest of us, there is the working with clients. And working with clients is its own thing. And if you're going to work with clients, there's still choices to make. Are you going to be the type of artist that will only work on jobs they feel passionate about, jobs they care about? Or are you going to be the type of artist that works with who has the check and can afford your time? If you're going to be the artist who works only on jobs you're passionate about, you're going to have the experience of turning down work. And sometimes it doesn't always feel so good. Sometimes someone's going to show up with a lot of money for a job, but it doesn't move you. And you're going to make that decision to not do it. And it's a choice to make, and you should follow that choice if that's where your heart takes you. The artists who make those choices have a body of work that is often very consistent, and depending on your skill level, see how good it will be. I mean, you're graduating from OCAD, I'm sure it's incredible, but that's what comes with that territory. Doing work that you really feel passionate about, work that you care about, to make work that you can feel proud about. Then there is the work for hire, a bit of a mercenary. We got a job, we can afford you, and then you say, okay, well, those are my requirements, I'll do it. And with that comes a larger diversity of work. You're going to be making things sometimes you don't always feel so passionate about, and that's fine. People need quality work. Sometimes the work involved is not going to be the most artistic, but it needs to get done, and it needs to get done competently, and that's a choice you make. That job has a lot more flow. You're going to have a lot more people knocking on your door and a lot fuller plate. But with that fuller plate comes its own kind of warning, and that is sleepwalking through work. And you have to be very, very careful not to. If you begin to just kind of give them a sort of, hey, take this kind of thing, clients will notice. They came to you because you're good. They came to you because they want someone who cares. And even though it's not something you feel passionate about, you can feel passionate about your craft and make sure you're giving them good work. These are real things you're going to have to consider as you go out into the world, real choices you're going to have to make. So you can start making them now. Start thinking about it right now, this very second. But with that comes another little bit, working with the client. And this is something I find doesn't get talked about a lot. Working with the client for the two that choose to work with clients is a big part of it. I mean, if you were that first category where you work for yourself, well, then your own client, and then you're fine. I hope you like yourself. Have fun. If you've decided to go down the client road, even if you, someone who's decided you're only going to work on work you're passionate about, you're going to have a client, and the client's going to have something to say. So you're going to have to make that, you're going to have to be honest with yourself. Do you collaborate? And do you collaborate well? If you can't collaborate, then don't say you do. Be honest with yourself and do your own work and go down that road. If you can't handle someone saying, change this, or I think this should be that, and not have a conversation about it and be open to changing it, you're in the wrong business. Seriously. You got to decide, and you have to be honest with yourself, because if you come do the job saying you're a collaborator, and then when you got the job won't collaborate, that won't go well for you down the road. It won't go down well for you on that job. It's bad. It's lying. So be clear. Can you collaborate? If yes, good. Now come the two parts of collaborating. Are you going to collaborate and just do as told? because they didn't hire you to be an operator. They hired you to be an artist. They hired you to bring your skill set. They hired you to bring your passion and professionalism. And if you start doing work where the client says make it red and you just make it red, the client is going to look at you a little funny. They're not going to say, oh, well, great to work with this person. They just do whatever I say. They hired you for a reason. They hired you for you. And if you remove you from the equation, they're going to be upset. They might not know it's upsetting them, but there's a feeling in them. They're not happy. They're not happy with how that went. And they'll remember it, and they won't call you back. And they may tell other people about the experience as well. Then there is how you do it. How do you work with a client? And find that middle ground between I'm not changing anything on my work and I'll change whatever you like, however you like it. Well, it's recognizing that your client is connected to the work as well. Sometimes artists look at their client as people who are a nuisance to getting the work done, and it's not that. They've been working with this job for a while. After you're done, they're going to take that work that you've done and go on and do whatever they're going to do with it. So it's very, very important to them, and they have an instinct about that work as well. And if you embrace your client, if you embrace that part of them, you actually make better work because that instinct will see things that you might not have noticed. So I use this analogy a lot, and people call it the note behind the note. Say you're doing a job and you've painted a wall red, and the client comes along and says, I don't know about red, we should make it pink. Now, if you make it pink, you're risking going down that road that we spoke about before, where you're just blindly doing what they say, and then your client begins to look at you like, why are you here if you're just doing whatever I say? If you refuse to make it any other color but red, then the client's going to look at you and say, this guy won't do anything. Everything I say to them it's always a problem, and it has to change. And then you're going to find that they are right. The wall shouldn't be red because they have an instinct about it, but not pink. The middle ground is treating those comments from a client as what I've been saying, an instinct, an indicator, almost like a coach on the field. And they come and say, I don't know if this wall shouldn't be red. We should make it pink. And you look at it and say, not pink, purple. And then the client, purple. They've been heard. They were right. It needed to change. It needed to elevate it, and you've elevated it. You've taken it to a new place. And when you work with your client like that, you find you make better work by listening to their notes, looking for that note behind the note, not jumping to attention and doing whatever they say, but not stomping your feet and saying you're not going to do anything. Really looking at it and trying to implement their note, because in that trying to implement, you might find something better. I often do. And then there are also clients that are reasonable. You go and you try it, and you try and make their note work. And when it doesn't work, you say, look, all the things we tried. And they go, oh yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, this is how you do it, man. This is the world that's awaiting you. It is an amazing, amazing life making art, paying your bills. It feels incredible. There's people right now in a cubicle dreaming and wishing they could do these things. And here you are on your path to doing it. It is a team sport, and that's how you win championships. Passing the ball around, everyone taking their shots. Because when the job wins the award, everybody gets award. Everyone gets the credit. It's an amazing thing, man. I'm wishing you guys a lot of luck. And I'm going to give you one more piece of advice that I wish someone had given me when I was in your age range. Meditation. You saw in the introduction to my talk right now, Dean Dory saying that I was going to lead you through a meditation, and I'm going to lead you through a meditation because there's amazing benefits that come from it. But as an artist, they're helpful as well. The building of your brain. Meditation changes the brain. The parts of your brain that should be bigger, it will make bigger. The parts of your brain that should be smaller, it will make it smaller. You'll be able to deal with stress better. You'll be able to handle your emotions better. The parts of your brain that handle learning and memory and creativity, they become larger. The decision-making parts, they become larger. It is a great practice to get into. It will really change your life for the better. So I'm encouraging you to make this a practice for yourself. I have an organization that I started with my friends called Operation Prefrontal Cortex, and our mission is to use meditation to reduce violence. So for us creatives, it'll help us as creatives, and for those of us in our society that have real trauma to overcome, it can help them as well. It's a wonderful tool. So let's do a quick one. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, visualize and repeat the number 3 times. Now, think about your scalp. Visualize the flowing of blood where hair meets skin and skull and the organs, and tell it to relax. Think about your eyes. Think about everything involved, the blood flowing, the organs, the skin, and tell it all to relax. Think about your tongue. Tell it to relax. Think about your throat. Tell it to relax. Think about your shoulder and chest. Tell it to relax. Think about your arms, all the way down to your hands. Tell it to relax. Breathing deep. Continue to breathe deep. Think about your abdomen. Tell it to relax. Think about your hips. Tell it all to relax. Think about your legs, your calves, your feet, the muscles, the organs, the bone, the flowing blood. Tell it all to relax. Now take a deep breath, and as you exhale, visualize the number 2 3 times. Now, I want you to visualize a place that you find serene and calm, a place where you feel safe and comfortable. Using all your senses, visualize that place. See yourself in that place. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, visualize and repeat the number 1 3 times. Now, I'm going to count you down from 9 to 0, feeling yourself go to a deeper state of mind. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. In this deeper state of mind, I want you to visualize a goal. Visualize it using all your senses. See where you are, see who's there, see it all clearly. Now, project great gratitude and love at that visualization. I'm going to count from 0 to 9 and make a sound. And when I make that sound, open your eyes, feeling fresh and awake, better than you did before. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. I hope that was good for you. I hope you continue to take up the practice, begin to meditate for longer times. And I hope you have a great life as an artist, making work you are proud of, work you love, work that has an amazing impact and effect on the world at large. You are on your way. Congratulations, OCAD graduating class of 2020. I applaud you. Applaud yourself.
Hi, I'm Lori Riva, lecturer in Art and Design Histories in the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences. I'm very honored to be the co-winner of the Non-Tenured Award for Excellence in Teaching, and I extend my congratulations to fellow winner Derek Liddington. I'd like to first say how grateful I am to those members of the OCAD U community who nominated me for this award, and to the colleagues, TAs, and students who provided their support. For those of you that don't know me, I teach courses in design, history, and theory. My goal is to get students to think not only about how we shape the experience of architecture, design, and urbanism, but also how it shapes us. My experience as an educator is dependent on the amazing students that I've worked with over the years, so I really must give a special thanks to them. Thanks for providing your thoughts and feedback when I've tried new things in the classroom, and thanks for always sharing the work that you've been doing in your art, design, and writing practices. Finally, I'd like to say congratulations to all of the graduates. Don't let the circumstances of this pandemic detract from your amazing accomplishment. Thank you.
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Derek Liddington, and I'm honored today to be a co-winner of the non-tenure track award for excellence in teaching. You can see that I'm kind of looking at my phone there to make sure I got that right. And I'd like to thank, first I would like to start by thanking Aaron Finley for nominating me for this. And Joshua Bedevelu for writing a really lovely letter in support of me for this. I'm not really good at writing speeches, so I didn't write one, and I would probably bore you if I did. But I just wanted to say that for me, this is a really, it is really amazing sort of thing to receive. And to be acknowledged in this way, mainly because it's something that I'm not necessarily trained in. I've been teaching at OCAD and other institutions for almost 10 years. I'm a trained artist, but teaching is something that I really had to learn and learn kind of on the fly and learn with everyone, learn with you as students. For those of you who've been in my class, I've learned from you and from my colleagues, my peers, my mentors. And it's been a really amazing learning experience. It's been humbling in many, many capacities. And for me at this point in my career, receiving this, it was really nice. You know, honestly, when I read the nomination letters, it really hit home how kind of important teaching and learning and knowledge sharing is. And to be a part of that and to be acknowledged for that is really quite amazing. I know these are very difficult times, and right now I'm sitting in my studio. I've been sort of workshopped into getting the best shot that makes it look not like a garage. And, you know, we can't see each other face to face. I haven't been able to see any of you, my students or colleagues, in almost 2 months. And as much as this is a celebration, I'm sure many of you are also, wondering what the horizon is. And I think that I was trying to think of one thing I say to students or say to kind of my peers or when they finish school. And for me, it's that we are peers now, right? You're artists. I recognize students as artists from day one. You get better as artists, you get better as designers, you become stronger and more critical thinkers, oftentimes more than me, I feel. But now we're peers out there. And I think that why I'm sort of saying that is that it's a shared reality now. And we're all going to work together. We're all always constantly working together. And students who have graduated years before become colleagues, become friends. And the larger picture of art we're working on together. And what that might be it aesthetics or be it sort of problem solving or sort of thinking through new ideas or ways of teaching. And so I guess what I can say is that I'm excited to have you all join me in that and know that we're all working on it together, so you're not alone in this. Although this is a moment in history where I think one of the hardest things is that we all feel very alone. I can tell you that you're not. You have an amazing community. You have a community around you right now, and you have a community out there, be it in Toronto, be it in Canada, be it wherever you're from internationally. You have a community, and we're all in that together in the arts. And I think that's one of the things that I never take for granted and really hold true, is that I'm part of like a larger community than just myself. And it's amazing to be able to contribute to that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for this award, and I hope that you're all celebrating. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rebecca, and it's an honor to receive this award today. I've never accepted an award like this before, so I can't promise that this address will be exactly what's expected. But I will say that I am grateful for the chance to share a few thoughts on why I think an art and design education is such a valuable thing to have, especially in times like these. But first, I will say that I have been conflicted about this medal. I'm very grateful for the privilege of a university education, of course. And I certainly do appreciate having my years of hard work acknowledged by the powers that be. I'm just not sure that I agree with grades in art school in the first place. I think grades are problematic because they encourage students to focus on the outcome of their work rather than on the process. Whether the medium is photography, graphic design, or installation art, I think that grades stifle creativity because their inevitable side effect is to discourage risk-taking. We don't mature as sculptors, art critics, or designers by doing exactly what our instructors expect of us, or by repeating what we're already good at. We can only improve by testing out new methods, mediums, and processes, and by making mistakes. Sometimes this means that being overly ambitious is a good thing, and sometimes we need to challenge the assignment brief itself. Getting an A can feel great, but I don't think it's a very good indicator of a student's creative growth or intellectual progress. The career path of most art and design graduates is unlikely to be linear. We're not accountants or engineers, and we can't predict where we'll be in 5, 10, or 20 years from now. So it's important that we focus on and enjoy the process of making as much as we celebrate its outcome. Looking back on my 4 years at OCAD, much of my best work came out of a commitment to an idea and process. When I focus on the work itself rather than on its final product, I often surprise even myself. And the truth is, uncertainty, discomfort, and self-doubt are good for us in small doses. Sometimes we need to fuck things up in order to get them right, and many of the projects I learned the most from making are ones that didn't necessarily receive the highest marks. I'm truly grateful to those instructors who pushed me, often very much against my will, to forget what I wanted something to look like when it was done, and encouraged me to engage deeply with the process. It took me a while, but I eventually understood why they call it creative practice. Because of course, our work will never really be finished. Even if we become leaders in our fields, experts, world-famous artists, we'll still just be practicing. I guess my point here is that an art or design degree isn't just a milestone on the path to achieving a career goal. What this type of education gives us is a way of looking at, interpreting, and engaging with the world. We don't see things the same way that regular people do. As artists and designers, critics and curators, we're trained to be just a little bit more aware, more intentional when we interface with our surroundings. And because of this, we're positioned to be more flexible. It's easier for us to evolve as the world changes around us because we often notice it happening before other people do. Of course, now is an especially challenging time to be graduating from university. A video feed isn't exactly a climactic finale to years of all-nighters and existential angst. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't find it stressful to be starting my own design practice at a time when the rest of the world is on pause. But I also think this moment is an opportunity to start rethinking some of the structures in our society that were dysfunctional before this crisis began, and how we as creative people can reimagine some of the ways that we live and work, at least on a small scale. Now, I'm not saying that art and design alone can save the world, because I don't think they can. We need doctors, scientists, and social workers. But I do think that creative people have a unique advantage in uncertain times. We also have a responsibility. We all have the skills and talent to deploy the languages of art and design to sell t-shirts, condos, and vacations, although those types of things aren't circulating much these days. The galleries are all closed, and who knows when we'll get our next commission or contract. We could be waiting for months, maybe even a year. No one knows. So I propose that instead of waiting indefinitely for a job, a client, or an opportunity for exposure, we start thinking about what it is that we really want to say, make, and do every day. We should ask ourselves how we want to work and who we want to work with. We should put on our own exhibitions, write and print our own books, make our own websites, start our own studios. And I think we should all begin right away because it's going to take a lot of practice. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Craig Rodmore, and I'm honored to be receiving the Governor General's Gold Academic Medal. I'd like to begin by congratulating everyone who's graduating today, and by thanking the administration of OCAD University and Her Excellency Julie Payette, the Governor General of Canada, for this award. I'd also like to thank everyone who's worked so hard over the past couple of months to keep this thing going. It's hard work more than anything else that's characterized the past 2 years here for me. Not only because it was a lot of work being a full-time graduate student with a full-time job, doing freelance work on the side, but because it was through continual work that things were figured out. In his instructions for teachers and students in Merce Cunningham's studio, John Cage wrote that the only rule is work. If you work, it will lead to something. It's the people who do all the work all the time who eventually catch on to things. I think that a lot of what we've been doing here, if we were doing it right, is figuring out how to work and doing it by working, now and again catching on to things. Among the people at OCAD to whom I'm personally indebted for making this work possible are my thesis advisors Derek Sullivan and Ali Kadir, IAMD Program Director Martha Ladley and Program Coordinator Julian Higre Nunez, Professors Michelle Gay, Michael Prokopau, and Jessica Wyman, and my friends and constant collaborators Aisha Ali and Atanas Bozdarov. I also want to recognize a much greater debt and acknowledge that the land that all this work was undertaken on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and remains the home of many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people, and that it's a privilege to work here. In this connection, I'd like to thank Professors Peter Morin and Melanie Hope for their wisdom, generosity, and hospitality in guiding us as we navigated this territory and these relations, and my peer and friend Laura Greer, who over the past 2 years has given and withheld with equal artistry, and whose rigorous insistence on taking the work of decolonizing seriously has been stunning. We're graduating at a moment that a Canadian elected official has called a great time to be building a pipeline because you can't have protests of more than 15 people, and which big tech is treating as a golden opportunity to turn everything from schools to healthcare into assets. So as graduates, we have a lot of work to do, and it needs to be done yesterday. So please enjoy the day, get some well-deserved rest, and then let's all of us get to work. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Foster. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Art. My congratulations to you all on this great achievement. I'll be reading the names of our graduates from the Faculty of Art, along with Linda Carrero, our Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. We will begin with BFA in Criticism and Curatorial Practice. Alicia Dowhan Yuk. Avery Gabors, Gunrit Gaur Gill, Matthew Warren Grimm, Aaron Hartman, Sabrina Iacano, with distinction, Leif Watson, Meredith Wood. And that concludes our BFA in Criticism and Curatorial Practice.
And now, BFA in Cross-Disciplinary Art with a specialization in life studies. Alim Araya, Fiona Berry, Emma Bako, Sarah Juliet Nadler with distinction, Emma Russell. Teresa Williams, with distinction. And that concludes Cross-Disciplinary Art Life Studies. And now, a BFA in Cross-Disciplinary Art with a specialization in publications. Jersey David. Veneri Leonage. And that concludes Cross-Disciplinary Art with a specialization in publications. Now for the BFA in Drawing and Painting. Mithira Anthony. Kiram Armaghan. Maximilian Arndt Paris. Liana Basquiano. Daniela Basquiano. Jared Michael Beauregard. Brianna Bruce. Rachio Mirsa Tupac Yapanqui Cardoso. Tristan Velasquez Coloma. Tanya Costa. Craig Torin, with distinction. Bethany Davis. Callie Deweese. Haley Dockery. Elena DeCosca, with distinction. Zoe Rachel Eisenstadt. Sarah McCrory Fairbank. Max Faulkner. Kayla Ferreira. Alyssa Franklin. Emily Gillies. Ainsley Grealis, with distinction. Helen Grievous. Emily Griebus. Stuart Hall. Jo Yu Huang. Bronwyn Jenkins. Kate Kilty, with distinction. Hannah Kim. Jian Kim. Jaiwei Liu. Sherry Lynn McFadden, with distinction. Judah Vin Maharaj. Alexandra Marcosi. Noel MacArthur. Dana McCool. Jesselyn McDougall. Malik McCoy. Jordan Monk. Behrad Motikalam. Parvathi Nair, with distinction. Neil Padaloy. Kays Padamshi. Christian Palumbo. Jenna Perkins. Leah Probst, with distinction. Devon Price. Habiba Rauf. Alicia Rocca. Maddie Rose. Madeline Rotella. Alondra Ruiz Hernandez, with distinction. Kathleen Ann Neal Rumney. James E. Russell. Kristen Solly. Alina Savitskaya. Samantha Serrano. Hee-Jae Shin. Chelsea Smith, with distinction. Sarah Stevens. Madison Rudin. Ryan Taylor. Yotong Wang. Kaylee Ward, with distinction. Zachary Warren. Sarah Wheeler. Annie Armani Yagubian. Chengxi Yi. Chengjun Zhu. And that concludes the BFA in Drawing and Painting. And now the BFA in Drawing and Painting with a specialization in digital painting and expanded animation. Ashlyn Chilson. Christian Carl Talamaya Consolacion. Eric Gregory Daniels. Melanie Enns. Ji Guan. Hangchen Han. Paris Kadir. Natalie Case. Yongju Kim. Noah Lasky. Alexia Channel Lewin. Bo Lin. Yifan Liu. Annalisa McConville. Sophia Unser Qureshi. Margaret Salonga with distinction. Nicholas James Schofield. Zohar Shachak with distinction. Ga Young Sun. Alisa Solitario with distinction. Hongren Yu. And that concludes the BFA in Drawing and Painting with a specialization in digital painting and expanded animation. Now, for a diploma in fine arts, Julian Lalonde. And that concludes the diploma in fine arts.
And now, BFA in integrated media. Liam Baker. Stephanie Caldera. Felix Chow. Cedric Gerard. Kasra Gurars Nizad. Yovana Ivanovic. Dominique Laragai Bell. Zong Li. Elizabeth Khan. Madeline Claire Link. Rory McKinnon. Kiki Zuckerman Schur. And that concludes our BFA in Integrated Media. And now for our BFA in Integrated Media with a specialization in expanded animation. Anne Brewer. Thomas Dang. Isabella Graham. Yanju Kang. Minhaj Ali Khan with distinction. Yuki Nakayama. And that concludes our BFA in Integrated Media with a specialization in expanded animation.
And now, BFA in Photography. Shlomi Umiga. Adrian Armonti. Jingwen Cao. Kayana Rochelle Chartrand. Yingqi Chu. Victoria Days. Malik Dielman with distinction. Jiying Hu. Gurveer Karturia. Xiu Hin Lao. Tamara Leger. Monica Lung. Eden Maxim. Puniha Mugimba. Haley Newport. Badami Olayede. Tirth Parak. Evan J. Prosser. Jessan Dana Reese. Jeremiah Sakdalan. Peter Stankovich. Sebastian Rodriguez Sivasti. Alex Velderman. Huijun Wen. Andrew Wu. That concludes BFA in Photography. And now, the BFA in Printmaking. Isabel Beda. Daniel Cardoso. And that concludes the BFA in Printmaking.
And now for the BFA in Sculpture and Installation. Janissa Avila. Stoyan Barakov. Tamar Brisigi, with distinction. Sandy Callender. Holly Jo Horner, with distinction. Lisa Konovalov. Ante Benedict Kurilik. Aya Lopen Stevenson, with distinction. Jinald Nora. Tatiana Isabella Reithofer. Shailene Salali, with distinction. Astrid Salmon. Ju Yeong Shin, with distinction. And that concludes our BFA in Sculpture and Installation. Congratulations to all graduates.
Hello everyone, I am Dory Tensel, Dean of the Faculty of Design. My congratulations to you on this great achievement. I am so proud of you. I will be reading the names of the graduates in the Faculty of Design. Joining me will be Yana Makalik, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. We'll begin with the advertising program. Tamara El Khatib, Saida Dornaz Alatolai, Simran Badwal, Marta Bilak, Finlay Cristo Foridas, Lauren Cohen, Carissa DeBono, Jia Yeon Richie Francisco, Noah Gagno, Darian Ghaznavi, Emily Gilmore, Zubair, Ali Khan, Lara Kisla, Adri La Liberté, Wei Yan Lam, Chantal Lamont, William Jian Lau, Francisco Ledesma, Hasu Lee, Jesse Lee, Chenlin Liu, Lauren McCartan, Leah Maddow, Sergev Ofer, Maxwell Campbell Carlo Perone, Haley Polodoro, Alejandra Ruiz, Emily Shumanuki, Alexia Vaccaro, Caitlin Wells, Matthew Wicks with distinction. Now concludes advertising.
And now for environmental design. Shaista Amjad, Mary Anibiu Wan, Najiha Assad, Lucas Chan, Raquel Chung, Carlos Chin, Kalan Converi, Declan Costa, Juliana Constanzo, Haley DeClerc, Kieran DeHarney, Paul Doherty, Elif Hilal Efe, Jonathan Andre Espana, Amem Essien, Sahar Falal Hayin, Monzar Farah Wana, Ching Nan Nicole Gao, Daniela Glasgow, Gerline Kaur Gosal, Curtis Harrison, Zara Sadat Hashemi, Yun Peng Yvonne Huang, Evan Jennings, Katie Anna Letitia Johnson, Maya Kananan, David Kim with distinction, Christiane Lebetiani, Sam Louis, Bing Yu Louis, Carly Vittori McAdam Thompson, Laura Matar, Priscilla McIntosh, Andrew Mojarab, Alexander Moses, Naz Mubarak, Robert Alexiak with distinction, Yamir Ortega, Aurora Papalayak, Lydia Sobin Park, Gabrielle Pelletier, Thomas Phillips, Jan Rade, Saloom Majabu, Nadira Anisha Ramlal, Amab El Saraf, Anna Sluka, John Sun, Elizabeth Caitlin Sullivan with distinction, Danielle Francisco Lugo Travieso, Lima Uria, Marco Luca Vukovic, Lydia White Fagundes, Xu Fengzhu, Yufan Yang, Percy Young, Luxin Zhang. And that concludes environmental design. And now the graduates from environmental design with a specialization in interior design. Yasmina Khami, Ingrid Moreno Chavez, Adam Scott Curran, Lei Deng, Xin Yu Fu, Ro Jiang with distinction, Selena Kwan with distinction, Yihan Liu, Dang Tan Niu, Yixin Peng, Lan Piao, Nagar Shakuri, Kamiko Tamarago, Tamar Tokmak, Wang Harui, Chi-Tong Wang, Fanmi Wang, Yidu Shu, Li Jing Yu, Zexin Zhang, Zhen Zhang, Yu Win Zhang, Yu Xiao Zhang, Yi Qin Zhou. And that concludes the environmental design graduates with specialization in interior design.
We now begin with graphic design. Angelo Mark Acosta, Romel Keith, Natasha Antonilis, Marina Arzanova, Sarah Beamish, Matthew Beaubien, Mike Bednars, Isabel Belanger, Alyssa May Bernardo, Zaya Briscoe, Emily Bristow Owen, Carly Bruce, Michael Caballero, Octavio Caceres, Shitang Chai, Chris Kanataro, Wincy Chan, Claudia Chow, Lu Rong Chin, Weiran Chin, Isabetta Costa, Wuzin Cho, Jessica Savilo, Diego de la Torre, Tara DeVries, Mirnal Dulce, Gregory Donato, Alicia Cara de Sousa, Charlotte Tess Dunn, Jocelyn Esca Millen, Dennis Espino Maravilla, Helena Fur, Bingxi Feng, Luciana Ferrara Santos, Tara Garcia, Yaren Ha, Annie Hayter with distinction, Justine Holodoff Fisher with distinction, Veronica Henriquez, Francis Ho, Zhaqing Hu, Huang Xian, Yejin Huang, Michael Internicola, Jack Allen Irwin, Michelle G, Anson Peijun Jiang, Zizhu Jiang, Hyunji Zhang, Juen Kim, Tony Kong, Helen Kernovich with distinction, Jessica Kwan, Nan Lei, Vivian Lee, Rachel Lee, Ming Yuan Lee, Jeffrey Ling Chai Fei, Yue Liu, Yong Xian Lu, Patricia Luke, Chen Luo, Almira Masanke, Rosalind McCormick Willens, Rachel McCormick, China Melrose with distinction, Mi Shense, Nikhil Mitra, Mioka Miwa, Alyssa Miju Nam, Stephanie Naai, Yuyin Ni, Surly Parnakoglu, Thomas Peng, Shiho Ran, Fatima Riaz, Shuruk Sakar, Aliana Saw, Yuna Seo, Chen Shang, Paul Daniel Singh Dilliam, Alex Siniavine, Emily Soldano, Emma Susan Stobo, Emi Takahashi with distinction, Matthew Christopher Taylor, Winlu T, Cheryl ZQ Tong, Connie Tung, Christian Yaros, Denise Velasco, Haibo Wang, Zherang Wang, Galen Ward, Cole Walgus, Yuting Wu, Christine Xia with distinction, Ruya Shong, Yiza Xu, Hakari Yara, Christopher Yu, Jasmine Zhang, Jason Zante, Mingyao Xing, Ting Zhang, Yi Zhao, Crystal Zhao. That concludes graphic design. We now begin illustration. Dalia Abdel Rahman. Mason Barnes Krause. Aaron Caligari. Nicholas Capretta. Shiyu Chen. Linda Chen. Yu Chen. Hongnan Chen. Christine Chua. Haley Cook. Olivia De Gregorio. Shuifei Gao. William Gibbons. Guillaume Goddard. Teresa Hasigawa. Shan He. Lucy Hoka. Yingning Hu. Xingchen Jiang. Xiying Jin. Catherine Kerr Cresswell. Olivia Kim. Chuan Li. Meng Li. Yinan Liang. Dominique Lin. Fengyu Lo. Jessica Loya. Cassandra Lokyan Lu. Joshua Middleton. Ashlyn Mundy with distinction. Christine Makana Njagi. Stephen O'Donnell. Braden Pollock. Christian Piacentine with distinction. Riley Pineros. Danielle Poitras. Zi Qian. Harley Rice. Chris Rimmy. Wynne Rogers. Nabila Rauscht. Monica Schulenberger. Jie Shin. Elma Shin. Nan Shi. Meredith Ann Hope Smallwood. Anna Sokirka. Alexandra Francesca Solarzano Caruso. Anastasia Tarkanova. Chiao Wang. Elijah White. Melissa Wilcott. Qingze Yan. Dui Yang. Melody Yuan. Ben Zhang. Yilin Zhao. Xinyun Zhao. Xiaqi Zheng. That concludes illustration.
And now the graduates from Industrial Design. Adam Albini. Sean Alfonso. Daniel Antonucci. Ethan Morgan Arf. Victoria Beck. Patrick Ivan Canete. Sam Shaya. Zhu Ying Winnie Chen. Xindi Cheng. Miu Gyun Greg Choi. Sun Yung Chung. Tyrone Davidson. Gregoire Deschênes. Aditi Dutta. Eileen Erzurum Luglau. Nash Escalada with distinction. Brian Kwan Q Fan. Raymond Fong. Maria Vieira Fresco. Gabrielle Tavien Goldstein. Samson Graham. Montserrat DeGrau Amezquad. Avery Gurin. Jacob Huang, Yin Pyo Huang, Ahmad Ibrahim, Nadim Ismail, Zhanji Jiang, Iyun Kim, Yun Young Kim, Kim Lam Curtis Kwok, Dominic Ray Lagman, Sing Yu Lam, Tae Ho Lee, Priscilla Lee, Jonathan Ma, Shi Xiaoji Ni, Christopher Penafleck, Philip Payne, Damon Pfaff, Mustafa Shabir Rashid, Daniel Rosero, Farzad Rafsanjani Sadiji, Bong Yon Shi, Camille Chablis, Jonathan Stowe, Hong Yin Sun, Gigi Wang, Pei D. Wang, Alan Wang with distinction, Zoe Yun, Claire Zhang, Bella Zhang. And that concludes the graduates from Industrial Design. And now for Material Art and Design. Khadija Aziz, Emma Enright, Akash Inbakuramar, Nomi Ujahaj, Alicia Latina, Madeline LeBlanc, Young Xiang Yang, Kendra Martin, Jingwen Nui, Nicole O'Brien, Rachel Ormshaw, Kate Ritchie, Elle Shanbaka, Madeline Simpson, Shi Kui Wang, Kei Sha Yang, Shi Aray Young, Chang Yao, Jianyu Shu. And that concludes the graduates of Material Art and Design. And that concludes the graduates from the Faculty of Design. Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates. I look forward to how you will bring the ethos of respectful design into responding to the COVID-19 pandemic and redesigning the worlds that you want to live in with respect for other ways of being and in harmony with the environment. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My congratulations to all of you on this great achievement. I'm Dr. Alia Weston, the Associate Dean in the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the School of Interdisciplinary Studies. I'll be reading the names of the graduates from our faculty today. I'll begin with the Digital Futures program. Jerez Bain, Tianchang Feng, Vivian Fu, Anisha Sarah Gosine, Mika Hirata, with distinction, Ardi Dr. Yantino, Pandi Ma, Do Park, Zi Wang, Vivian Wong, with distinction. And that concludes the names of the graduates in the Digital Futures program. And now from the Indigenous Visual Culture program. Kaya DaCosta. And that concludes the graduates from the Indigenous Visual Culture program. And now from the Visual and Critical Studies program. Kira Charbonneau, Xianlang Su, Sunnam Richard Liuong, Kara Masin-Koski, Carla Karina Roman Justo, Nicole Maria Tura, with distinction, Yimeng Zhu. And that concludes the graduates from the Visual and Critical Studies program. And that concludes the graduates from the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the School of Interdisciplinary Studies. Congratulations, everyone.
Hello and greetings to our OCAD University Graduate Studies Master's graduates of the class of 2020, and welcome to your families and your friends. I'm Dr. Martha Ladley, and I'm the Graduate Program Director of the Interdisciplinary Masters in Art, Media, and Design. Completion of your graduate studies is a tremendous achievement, and today's convocation is a truly meaningful day in your lives. I'm very proud and very happy to share your joys and share your successes on this important day. Joining me will be Dr. Ashok Mathur, the Dean of Graduate Studies at OCAD University.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashok Mathur. I'm the Dean of Graduate Studies, and it gives me great pleasure to begin by introducing to you the graduating class of 2020, beginning with the program Inclusive Design. Burman Akyol, Dana Shalab Alsham, Hee Wan Han, Grace Mendez, Alice Panjutevkut, Nahin Shah, Dareen Abu Shakra, Jessia Smith, Puyi Nikki To, Meng Dan Yu.
We will begin with the master's graduates of the graduate program in Contemporary Art, Design, and New Media Art Histories. Emily Dixon, Emily Anne Marie Cadot, Evelina Domikiaiti, Sierra Francis Andrews, Samantha Robbie Higgins, Emma Steen, Erin Zikora, Wenji He. Congratulations, graduates. Next, we will have the graduates of the graduate program in Design for Health. German Charam Sanchez, Olga Hassan, Zhao Min Pearl Hung, Amanda Erin McCusker, Buikinimiolua Saliu, Athena Elena Santaguida, Jordanos Walder Merriam. Congratulations, graduates. Next, we will have the graduates of the graduate program in Criticism and Curatorial Practice. Iman Bhatti, Elizabeth Handley Derry, Mattia Zilak. Congratulations, graduates.
And now the graduating class from 2020 for the Strategic Foresight and Innovation Program. Salman Abedin, Nadia Abusaif, Igor Bueno Antonez, Rodrigo Bereda, Hannah Carrier, Asia Clark, Molly Connor, Carly Ferriola, Tanya de Gasperez, Brian Glancy, Nuri Huang, Harmanjit Kaur, Akhte Kasebi, Robin Ruchin King, Sergio Dallara Sagastagai, Christopher Lavier, Mathura Mahendran, Navindra Mathura, Riley McCullough, Tricia Nashtaran, Silva Nessersian, Nicole Norris, Lynn Abduli Noor, Adam Oliveira, Jordan Ostapchuk, Ian Preto McTair, Kashfia Rahman, Francis Quintero Rawlings, Laura Robbins, Sirmoyi Roychadri, Sanam Samaniapur, Ali Shami, Lincoln Shand, Jacqueline Shaw, Milena Tasic, Lisa Taylor, Andrew Walls, Alistair Woods. The graduating class from SFI 2020.
Next, we will have the graduate program in Digital Futures. Veda Baldev Adnani, Nicholas Alexander, Carissa Putri Antariksa, Amreen Ashraf, Mazin Chabaita, Lauren Connell Whitney, April Dezen, Omid Etahadi, Vinay Farao, Tabitha Fisher, Jingpo Lee, Tyson Mull, Olivia Pryor, Maria Yala, Peiheng Zhao. Congratulations, graduates. And finally, we have the graduates of the graduate program in interdisciplinary art, media, and design. Aisha Ali, Shahzad Amin, Gabriela Benitez, Tom Filer, Laura Greer, Jesse Holmes, Caden Johnson, Andrew Koschuk, Vanessa Eva May Krause, Elizabeth Mary Lopez, Laurel McLeod, Imbal Newman, Rebecca Lee O'Neill, Shital Prasad, Rhonda Rita Mahmood, Morgan C., Angus Tarnowski, Daniel Douglas Welsh. Congratulations, graduates. This concludes the Master's Graduates of Graduate Studies at OCAD University. Our warmest, best wishes on your success in your graduate studies to all of you. Congratulations. We look forward to hearing about your next steps, your future plans, and your journeys beyond graduate studies, and to seeing you again soon in the near future. Thank you.